let's put on her. She made a fantastic video I just happened to see earlier that really did kind of articulate what we're going to talk about shortly. And I thought in such a short period, such a short video, it actually did articulate everything that really I've been sort of debating with some of the Tommy Tard people out there. And they see nothing wrong with what Tommy's doing at the moment. They generally can't see it. They're under that spell of thinking that Tommy's still great and not actually betraying the country. Let me just put this on and show you what I mean.
The Israeli Jew that told Tommy Robinson there's a special place in hell for the UK has doubled down on his comment and said that anyone offended by it is obviously anti-Semitic and taking it out of context.
And I said there's a special place in hell for the British.
You know, the UK has got a special place in my heart because on the one hand, they really helped give birth to the Jewish state in World War I. The Balfour Declaration, the San Remo Accords, the mandate for a Jewish Palestine, the UK was at the forefront of that. And then they turned on us.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
They turned on us, man. And therefore they have a special place in hell.
All those anti-Semites are people looking to dismiss Tommy Robinson that are taking this thing out of context.
Talk about cry out in pain as they strike you. Let me just be clear. Britain is a sovereign Christian nation. We are under no obligation to support Israel or any foreign nation for that matter. But that man and every single one of his countrymen believe that you and I and your family, your wife, husbands, parents, grandparents, your children, your grandchildren, all deserve to go to hell unless we support the Jewish people in Israel. Can you imagine if a Russian said there's a special place in hell for the UK for turning their back on the Russian people? Or if an Indian said there's a special place in hell for the UK for not supporting India? Or would you allow an African to sit in front of you and tell you that there's a special place in hell for you for not supporting Africa? That place in the Middle East that calls itself Israel is no different to any other country. And contrary to what Tommy might tell you, they have never been our ally. These people,
it's so true.
2 British sergeants from trees, and they planted a bomb to booby trap the bodies so that when a British army captain tried to cut them down, it exploded in his face. These people bombed the British Army headquarters in the King David Hotel and killed.
This, do you know what makes me sick about this? This is literally, obviously, in 1946, 1 year after the war, almost a year after the war, and despite millions of our soldiers, British soldiers, millions, far more than 6 million, may I add, dying in that conflict, these individuals then bomb us in what was then the British Mandate Palestine. After that, after we have done everything for them, they then do stuff like this. And I've been kind of debating online these Tommy Tard supporters, mostly the kind of the Lotus eaters, or I call them low take eaters, because there's always low takes from the Lotus eaters, and they're supporting the Sargonites and all of that, and they generally can't see the problem with Tommy. And I'm trying to explain this. This is why I see Jayda's in the background there. I drew one after your video, Jayda. I thought this video was absolutely fantastic because it really did only like a 5-minute video. It perfectly articulated why these people are not our friends, and everything that Tommy is doing right now over there, as well as his other bottom feeders, his Tommy Tard bottom feeders, like Leo Kurz, I see is out there now as well, is that these individuals, that they are essentially traitors to this country, in my opinion, because they are making propaganda, pro-Israel videos, despite the history of these people. They are not our allies, as Jayda said. They are very much our enemies.
Over 90 people. These people armed Argentina during the Falklands War, and 255 British servicemen were killed. And Zionist Jewish militant groups, in just 3 years, killed 785 British personnel. Not even the IRA killed that many of our men, and they fought us for 30 years. I'm not saying it's a competition, but if it were, Israel would win hands down. And as that Jewish man pointed out, it was the UK that created their nation in 1948, but he thinks we owe them an eternity of support, despite what they've done to us and to our allies. If you don't know about the USS Liberty, look it up. I'm not even surprised by what he said, because I know my nation's history. I know what these people think of us. I know what they've done to us. But what I'm sickened by is Tommy Robinson's response or lack thereof. This man that hails himself a great British patriot said nothing as a foreigner told him there's a special place in hell for the UK for turning our backs on the Jewish people. I would have told him in no uncertain terms that the UK is under no obligation to support any foreign nation, and how dare he say we have a special place in hell. But instead, Tommy grovelled. No, sir.
Shocking,
It's the
that.
British establishment. It's not the British people. We love Israel. I promise. Please don't condemn us to hell. It's as pathetic as it is false. Because Tommy Robinson does not speak for the British people. We don't all love Israel, nor are we under any obligation to do so. And that goes for British citizens, our nation as a whole, including the establishment, whom I'm no friend of. But even if you are a Brit that supports Israel, do you actually believe that people in your family, your friends, your colleagues, your fellow countrymen deserve to burn in hell for eternity if we don't support Israel? See, Tommy had an opportunity here to defend his nation, but instead he agreed with him and nodded and then grovelled.
And then they turned on us.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
They turned on us, man. And therefore they have a special place in hell.
And it reminded me actually of last year when Tommy mocked the 3 British veterans
That was disgusting.
whilst they were trying to deliver aid to starving Palestinians. And that includes Christians and little children. Those veterans didn't join Hamas. They didn't go out to fight the IDF. They weren't mercenaries. These were men that served our country. And then, like so many ex-servicemen, they went on to provide security for organizations that go into war-torn places and deliver aid to innocent people that are just caught in the middle of war. Just like our grandparents or parents were caught in the middle of World War II. But it seems like Tommy is so obsessed with defending Israel that he's literally willing to throw his own people under the bus and mock and jeer and laugh when they are killed by the IDF. If Tommy Robinson's willing to allow himself to be passed around a load of foreigners who are humiliating and berating him publicly, then that's down to him. But I speak as a true British Christian nationalist when I say our eternal salvation does not depend on us supporting Israel or any other foreign nation. And no hate-filled foreigner with a superiority complex has the power to condemn my nation and my people to burn in hell.